corporate of RapidFunnel who put the system together to really, really guide us, to work with us, to do a little Q&A to make sure that we understand how to perfect this system, because this is what it's all about. To build a business like at Cosmetos, it's all about exposure. And the way we can do that is leveraging systems and tools. We don't have to figure out what to say. We don't have to figure out, what do I do? This is already done for you. You just need to understand how to leverage it and how to use it. And then do it over and over and over again. You can't start a little bit and then stop. No, just stay consistent and persistent using the tool. Now, will it work 100% of the time? No. There's nothing out there that is perfection, but it removes the heavy lifting of trying to figure out, what am I going to say to this person? I've got the right prospect. You don't have to do any of that. This system will do it for you. So it's important that you understand how to use it. And I'm so grateful that we have Jen from Corporate RapidFunnel that's going to do just that, train us and educate us on how to leverage this incredible tool. With that being said, I'm going to turn this call over to Jen. Jen, thank you so much. You have the floor. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Let me just share my screen. Hang on one sec, and then we will get this going. So can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Well, first of all of you on the call, just know that you have been given such a gift by your leadership to give you this app and tailor it to your group and your company. And this, like Antoine was saying, tools and systems are just critical to our business. And one of the cool things about this Advancement Navigator app is that you have a feature in there called your digital business card. And we're going to spend a few minutes on that. Dawn's going to then do a little bit of a workshop with you so that you can see a little more about this. But making this your personal app is huge. And I think this is a transition in terms of a mindset where you start to embrace the fact that it's your business. And there are a couple of aspects to that, but one of the things that this app will support you with is allowing you to customize your digital business card. And I'll go through some of the steps there, because here's the challenge. New people.
Really quickly, we are not seeing your screen.
You're not.
No.
Why not?
We're seeing you, but
okay,
not your screen.
Hang on. Let's try that again. Okay, hold on.
Okay, that's great. Now we're seeing it.
There we go. Thank you.
We just need slideshow view.
Yeah, there we go.
You go.
Okay.
Okay, rock and roll.
Thank you so much for that feedback, because I would have just pressed on. Okay. The challenge that people face when they join a business, they start a business, they join your team, is that it's just can be a little overwhelming to get started, because I think most people understand in this day and age that there are some inherent challenges with the digital world. And some of the tools that are out there, first of all, are a little bit distancing. They're a tool that will send to a mass audience. They'll do a mass broadcast or a mass email, but they feel very impersonal. And when you get those, right? You just kind of scroll right by them. You don't really even pay attention. So some people look at that and say, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be doing stuff on a mass scale like that. But you also see the potential of this business, and you realize, I got to be able to reach out to a lot of people and then build a team. So what's that combination? Another reason that people sort of look at not just this business, but any business and say, I just don't think I can do it, is they realize that the tech aspect is something that they need to get familiar with, but maybe they've not been in the tech world and they just get overwhelmed by it. And I'll just speak from personal experience in terms of, looking at all the different tools that you could use, from, a standalone digital business card to a standalone email manager to a standalone texting system to a standalone contact manager. There's a gazillion things out there. And aside from them being, adding up in terms of becoming expensive, they also each are their own tech, and they just take a lot for someone like me who's not really, I don't geek out on the tech very well. So to sit down and try and learn that can slow you right down or stop you altogether. And that's the last thing you want to have happen here is you don't want your new people going, I don't have time to figure this all out. I've got 5 to 7 hours to give this, and I want to see it grow with that time constraint. So what's cool about the app and what your leaders have done for you, and Don will go through some of those particulars in a minute here, is they've already put together everything that you need in one place. So you don't have to figure out the tech. I mean, you have to learn how to use the app, but you don't have to figure out all these different pieces and how to load them and how they work. And the other part of that too, and this is where a digital business card is yours, and this is why you want to spend some time with it, is most people really, they aren't used to thinking of themselves as a personal brand. And here's the thing with that. People don't really join a company, they join you. And so you really want your brand to be authentic. You want it to be you, and you have the latitude within this app to make this yours and to make sure that the feeling of it that comes across so that you get heard. Because that, again, I shared this last week and the week before, this is a huge part of what this app allows you to do, is it allows you to be authentic. And when you're you, and when it's personal, and when it's not just spammy stuff, it will get opened, it will get looked at, and it will get read, which is really a big distinction, and it will save you a lot of time. So the solution in our case is this digital business card. Don's going to go through some of the things in a minute here, but you certainly put your picture in there. You personalize your links, which is just awesome. You can have personal calendar invites. You can leverage your own personal resources. So you can add under personal resources. When you go into resources, you'll see there are 2 categories. There's one for corporate, and there's one for personal. And you get to add your own. And those are still trackable links, which is amazing that this functionality is here, because you can see when people are opening stuff and taking a look at stuff. And that just helps you know. Again, I shared this last week. You might have a brilliant conversation with someone and you're really sure they are super interested. And then you send them something with a trackable link and they never even look at it. And either they got distracted, or life happened, or it's not the right time, or they were just being super interested to be polite. It just helps you sort out where to spend your time, which is huge. So we have the training workshops, of course, and if you go back to training workshop 1, where we talked about putting your personal ID in there and then setting up your social sharing buttons, which Don's going to go into in a minute here, that all works so that your app is your personal app. And here's my favorite part about the digital business card. There's a QR code on there, and you can click on that. And this is something that someone taught me that I just think is brilliant. You can click on that and open it up, take a screenshot of it, and save it as a photo to your desktop on your phone, so that when you're at a party, you can just hold your phone up to someone and they can just take a picture of your QR code and they have your business card right there. So you don't even have to open the app. You can just save that QR code from the app and have it right front and center, which is just as easy as pulling a business card out of your pocket and handing it to someone. Problem with a paper business card is, saving the trees aside, what happens to them. They go in that special place in someone's desk drawer, or they go in a pocket and end up going through the laundry, so they get lost. So it's really a fabulous resource within this, but more importantly, it's a place for you to start to just take ownership of who you are, who you want to be in this business, become your own brand, and customize it so that it reflects you. So we're going to go through a little challenge here of personalizing your business card, and then Don will show you buttons, how you can put personal buttons in. And this is the cool part, your leadership is amazing. They've already loaded all of this for you in terms of key buttons that you're going to want to have, and that just makes your life so much easier. More importantly, it makes your new people joining your team, it makes their life so much easier because it's all done for them. And like I said in the beginning, what stops some people is they just think, I don't have the time or the ability or the capacity to figure out the tech. This tech's already done. It's all loaded. It's ready to go, which is awesome. So the next training we're going to talk about next week is exponentially better follow-up and playing the long game. And I know that it's important for sure to get off to a fast start, take advantage of the things that your team has going. Your leaders have created some great contests and the leaderboard for you so that you can really watch that you're doing the right activities quickly to get started. But when you talk to someone and they say no, we're going to talk about this in depth next week. When you talk to someone and they say no, you really have to believe that it's not now. It's, so often it's easy for us in this industry to get a little deflated that someone says no, or they don't even look. Having the long game in mind, and more importantly, having a system for that long game is huge. And we have email campaigns that are built right into your app. They're already done for you. Again, your leadership's done this for you, which is awesome. And they're right in your app. And so you now have a strategy for how can you stay in touch with those no's or the not yets, and then circle back around. Because I'm here to tell you, if you use the tool that you have here, some of those people are going to circle back around when their life calms down or when some other bump in the road happens, and they're going to look at your email because they'll have it, and they're going to click on a link, and the app's going to tell you they clicked on the link. So, or they may reach out to you directly, one or the other, but it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, it could be 12 months, but you have a strategy for that, which is awesome. And it really makes a difference for you. So again, if you're loving the app, we'd love a review. And I'll just say, we only take 5-star reviews, although not really. I mean, we want to hear what's going on. But if you are using it and you have something specific to share that would help someone else in the field or in your team or in the company, that would be great. We love seeing those. And we look forward to, and I'll hang around and support you guys for this call. And then if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and send it back to you, Dawn and Antoine.
Okay, let me unmute myself so you can
There
hear
we
me.
go.
Sorry about that. Oh my
That's
goodness.
all right.
I'm trying to get fancy and share the screen before you ended, but forgot about the mute portion of it.
No
So
worries. I'll mute myself for
fantastic
a
training
second.
there. Thank you so very much. I just wanted to share before we go into the personal resources and business cards information, just how well the contest is coming along. And we have so many people that are doing very well with this. And I know some of them are here on the line, like Vin. Thank you for joining us today, Vin. Vin is in our top 4. He is just rocking it. And so many people doing it. So keep it up. We got the full month of May to finish out strong. All right. So, Jen, you just tell me, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to train on first? The business card?
Yeah, why don't you go and click on resources and show them what the business card looks like so they can see where that is.
Fantastic.
And then go to settings and show them how they would modify that.
Fantastic. Okay, so under I'm going to take you through, there's 2 ways to get to the business card. One is under contacts and one is under resources. And I know we're redundant, but this is super important to understand. Let's go through contact because that's how you send a trackable resource to make sure that you, all of the things that you're sending are counting towards engagements. Like at the top here on this chart, it shows 14 exposures and 13 engagements, which means that this is a demo account for Joe Pro, that he sent out 14 links to contacts directly. And of the 14, 13 people took action. They clicked on it, they watched the video, they completed the survey. And so that's going to count towards the leaderboard on the contest. If you go directly to resources to send out your business card, then it's not trackable. So we want you to always use the contact whenever possible. Why would you ever go directly to a resource and share the link that way? That would be for social media, or maybe you want to place an ad somewhere and you want the link through the ad to go that way. So now, if you did, some people will say, well, I'll add the ad to my contact, ad one. Let's say I'm placing an advertisement somewhere. Just know it will only count for one time. So it may not be worth it to do that, but at least it would track the first person, but it might not be what you think. So let's go to the contact first, and let's click on Amir, and let's go to send resource. This is where you're going to find your business card. And at the very top there in the gray is where it says my card. And if you click on the business card icon all the way to the right of my card, it's going to open it up. Now, this is a view only. The buttons are actually not live. So if you click on them here, it's going to say you have to click on it in a live view. I'll show you what I mean. But how cool is this? Your headshot gets put there, your name gets put there, your information gets here. And if you fill out your social media with all the links, where it says follow me is going to be put there. And we have populated the buttons already with 10 pre-populated buttons of the most popular resources for your at-cost metals to help you close the deal. So we have the very first one is why at cost metals. That is under the peak category. Then the overview is under the present comp plan. After that, we have the segment of the documentary, just the 9-minute segment. And then my favorite is the at cost pricing on bullion. And then there's one for retirees, basically anybody over 50 that wants to make their golden years golden. That's going to be a good one. We have the private vault, testimonials, collector coin values, and join now. So if I close this out and you actually, and by the way, here, there is a QR code. Let's say you are at a baseball game and you're talking to the person next to you who's complaining how they can't get out of the grocery store for less than $100 and maybe have a handful of things in their basket and they're very upset. And you're explaining how they can use gold and silver to leverage it. You can grab their information, or better yet, you can throw this up and say, here, send me a text right now with your name on it, and I will send you a link. And they'll be able to send you the information. You'll be able to add them, bada bing, send them the link. Now you have their information. A lot of people think when we're getting started, you got to go out and get business cards. I'm going to tell you, business cards, printed business cards are pretty much passé. You still might need them for certain situations like a convention, something like that. But typically, you're going to want to get their information, not worry about giving them a business card that's just going to go in the trash, or they're going to forget who you are. Okay, so if I click on the box and I want to send it to Amir, I have 3 choices. On the left is email, text in the middle, or I could share it via social media, or however I want to send it. So if I click on text, I can actually see it. And you guys, before you send it, you can change this however you want. But what's really cool about it is if they open up the digital business card and they see your information, your picture, and just your phone numbers and so forth, they might not actually scroll down to see the buttons. So I like to say, when open, you will see the 10 video buttons to click for more information. You're going to be impressed, and let them know that feel free to share it with anybody. So again, you can change this however you want, but this is just some sample verbiage. Okay, now let's go into the settings to show you how to make sure that you are populating your business card. Under the More button, and then under Settings, you have your profile. So make sure that you upload your headshot, and all you have to do is click on the picture, or if you don't have a headshot, there will be a circle that's empty. You click there and it's going to prompt you to upload your headshot. And then the most important thing here, I mean, all of this is good, but most important is the second one down that says ACM referral code. You've got to make sure that you are adding your ACM referral code there. That is the code or word that you chose when you signed up for @CostMetals. And when you put it in there, then that's going to program it so that when someone clicks the join button, it's going to open up your @CostMetals sign up page automatically, and it's going to be seamless for them to join. And that's going to be super important. Anytime you're sending a video or inviting them to an event, when they're ready to join, we want to make sure that they have the right place to go to join with you. And here you have all your social media. If you want the social media buttons to show up on your business card, go ahead and fill those out. And some of them you may or may not use. You could also add a custom booking link like Candlely. And then going up here under account settings, this is where you will put in, make sure that your phone number is correct. And right next to the phone number, it shows a question mark. Go down and choose your country. So I'm in the United States. I'm going to go down to U. Try to hit the U. There we go. And then click on United States and then type in the phone number. So let's pretend it's this and then save it. Now, the other thing that's super important is to make sure that the time zone is connected to your time zone so that all of the events are going to show up at the right time, that when they notify you that somebody has been watching a video, etc., that it's going to be in your time zone. And here's something, I don't know if we're going to go through this. There we go. Let's go back. I don't know if we're going to go through this at a different time. But something else that I think is super cool is under the More button, there is on the third column, third row down, is something called Teammates. If your sponsor or your upline success coach is part of the AdvNav system, just ask them for the email that they have connected to their account, and you can add them here. And once they approve it on their side, then you could actually initiate a three-way call request with them. Now, it won't be through the system, but they will be notified on their side that that you are wishing a three-way call. And how cool is that? They could reach out to you and you can set it up. I absolutely love that. Okay, Jen. Now, what is the next thing?
You were going to show them how you had loaded the buttons for them.
Oh, I already showed them.
Oh,
okay.
I
already
didn't
showed them all the buttons.
Open one of those.
Did you want me to show them the personal resources?
You can show them personal resources as well too, because we did discuss that. So if you want to walk them through where that is, that would be fabulous.
Okay. So under, again, if you want it connected and trackable to a contact, you go to a contact first, you pick a contact. Let's go to Deb this time. Now I could send a resource. And for those of you that are brand spanking new, I could click on my card, or I could click on @CostMetals, and then I could click on any of these categories and see a bunch of choices here. I don't want to get you overwhelmed. You typically are going to want to start at permissions and then go into peak after they tell you that they said, okay, send me something. These are all the company sponsored ones that have been approved and we're good to go. However, what if you did a really cool Zoom on @CostMetals and you want to share a YouTube link that's to your own channel? Guess what? You could do that. At the very top here, it shows company. And if you just click on personal, you'll see here that you have some options. And I don't know what they've already put in, so I'm not going to click these, but I'm going to show you how easy it is. You just click add new. You say YouTube, let's say it's your own testimonial. Okay, that you've got it on YouTube, it's your own testimonial. Why you said yes to add cost metals. Here is my testimonial. Again, all of this, you spice it up however you want it to look. You change the wording however you want. If it was a company resource, you would click company resource, but in this case, it would not be. And then you would just paste in the YouTube link here. We'll just say something like YouTube, okay, .com. And then you give it a category. Now they are just have some basic categories, but let's go ahead and put it under professional. Now, when you put in the wording that you want, now you'll be able to easily send your testimonial video out to your YouTube with your wording, like within seconds. So super cool there. Now, here's another trick. Let's say your favorite company resource is the new one that we just uploaded under Peak, and it's called Your Anchor in Turbulent Times. If you absolutely love that one, which is it's my favorite, I want you to know that you could actually create one of these personal resources for an existing company resource. So I would just click this, and then I'm going to go down. It's called let me see if I can find it. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's called Anchor. If I can't find it, then I will just grab anything.
No, you just passed it. It was up. It's up in the A's. I just saw it.
There
Anchor.
it is, Anchor.
24.
See? Okay. So maybe you don't like our sample verbiage, or you just would say it in a different way. You would just paste in how any of our sample verbiage, you cut and paste it, modify it as you wish. But instead of saving that in some file on Word somewhere, Microsoft Word or in Google Documents, just save it here. So you've already put it as a company resource. You've already chose that. Now you just change the verbiage and then you just click save. How cool is that? Now it's going to show up under professional as YouTube testimonial. And anytime you want to send it, and in this case, I think it was Liz that I opened up, you would just click that and then send it to her. And it's going to issue a trackable link where you're going to get notification on your AdvNav, but it's going to send them to your YouTube. Wow. I love that.
It's awesome. It's just so
Deb.
cool.
It was Deb, sorry. Yes. Isn't that cool?
Yep.
Okay. Was there anything else you wanted me to show them?
I don't think so. I think the big thing is if you guys all have your phone and your app, pull it out, take a look at your digital business card and just start filling it out. That's really the next step, is get in there, put your name in, get your photo in, go get your links to your socials that you want to share in terms of, are you a LinkedIn person or an Instagram person, or where are you on social, and what do you want to have on your card? And then get comfortable with, I'll always go back to what I know Antoine's recommended every week is play around with it. It's anything new is just going to have a learning curve to it. So you want to play around with it. So dig in. You can't break it. If you don't like the picture, you can change it. If the only thing you might do is get the wrong link for your social media, like your Facebook feed, and you can always fix that. So it's really the kind of thing where action is going to serve you well here, and getting engaged. And I love your numbers on your leaderboard. Your leaderboard is awesome. You guys are all doing an incredible job, and that's just fabulous. So just consistency is definitely the key. pick a goal like we've talked about in other weeks. How many contacts are you going to do in the course of the next week? How are you going to measure them daily or weekly? What are you going to do? And just be consistent with those reach outs, because the consistency will save you every time. And again, as I said earlier, it just might not be the right time for some people, and that's okay. You're going to have a plan within the app for follow up with those people. And the maybes will slow you down. So you really want to just keep being consistent instead of waiting for someone that was a maybe last week. You want to make sure you're just doing those reach outs. And we talked about this last week too, where one of the things that this app really holds you to is making sure you're in the right activity. And the right activity is that consistent sharing of the story every single day. And this app makes it very, very easy.
Okay, I was going to show them the brag, but that just closed out. Okay, so let's go ahead and open it up to any questions. If you have a question, feel free to raise your hand. You can turn your camera on if you'd like to. You don't have to. But if you have a question, type it in the chat box or raise your hand. And do me a favor, we're going to limit it to one per. Like if you want to ask the question, we're going to limit you to one question. So pick one question, but then you could type more in the chat box. Anyone have a question?
Anne's raised her hand. Anne's raised her hand.
All right, there she is. Let's go ahead and ask her to unmute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. I am working and I'm picking up food at the window right now. My question is, I'm using the app for another business, and at Cost Metals is at the bottom. Is there a way to move that to the top? Because I always tend to like hit the ones up at the top, and then I realize I'm in the wrong business and I have to go to at Cost Metals.
Well, what I would do is I would just go into your group codes and just take out the other group code, so that if you're primarily working with at Cost Metals, let's say there's more than one group code in here, just take out the other one. So you're just seeing the at Cost Metals. Ernan,
and then I could just add the other one back when I need to.
That's what, anytime you want, you can add it back like in a blink of an eye. And if for whatever reason the resource doesn't show, then all you have to do is log off, log back on. And then that always, anytime something is not refreshing automatically, simply log off the app, log back on, and that will force a refresh.
Okay, I'm pulling up to the window right now. I do have another question about
okay,
billing.
just type it in the chat box. We're just going to limit it to one per person. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Does anyone have any other questions? And let me just, that is the group code. Some people have several group codes because this is the #1 app for network marketing. And so now typically you won't see it in here because if it was a completely different company, then you would have to log into that company. And this does come up quite a bit. So I just want to share with you, if you have used RapidFunnel before and it's your first time logging into Advancement Navigator and you've set up your account, look for a drop-down menu, because the drop-down menu now is going to allow you to choose which company that you want to log into. And the other question that we get a lot is, hey, if I've already purchased the RapidFunnel through XYZ company, and now I want to use it for at Cost Metals, do I have to pay again? And the answer would be yes, because each company has set this app up independently, and we have put our own apps, our own resources in. So it's not a RapidFunnel issue. It's an issue between the companies. But luckily for us, we offer it for free. We offer the standard version. And if you're brand spanking new, the way we describe it to people is you can use the free version as long as you want to. We fill it with enough, all the resources and enough of the features so that you'll be able to very effectively close your deals. And as Antoine was saying earlier, It does all the heavy lifting for you. But if you want the advanced features, and it is paying for itself. I mean, our premium is only $24.95 a month, or if you do the annual plan, you actually get 2 months for free. So you have a savings there. But we just want to be super clear about that this is not a bait and switch. You could stay on the free as long as you want. And what I think is really cool about that is for people that are just getting started, that are struggling, that are looking for an additional income stream, maybe live in a country where the GDP is low. And so it's difficult for them at first. Once you start seeing the value of it, and once it starts paying for itself, then upgrade. Unless you have the means, then upgrade it anytime you want. All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions, and Anne didn't put her question in the chat box yet, so final call for any questions. We have the contest going through the end of May. And by the way, we're super excited. We'll be doing recognition again for at-cost metals next Tuesday. If you did not get on the Power Zoom last night, JD was on with updates, so you could watch that. Antoine has posted that on his YouTube. And the final plug that I want to say is about the coin of the month. We are so fortunate that our auto ship here is an either or. It is an option. However, it is important to be able to get on a program where your auto ship is sending you silver every month. So if you have the means, I highly recommend that, because before you know it, it's 12 months later and you have 12 MS70s in your stash. And believe you me, I have learned over the last several years that having gold and silver is, as a stabilizer, when there's dips, it's going to be a lifesaver. Oh, there she goes. Yes, this question came up. I see one. When I try to send an event to my contacts, it says permission denied. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Do you have, I want more information on this because I sent you a message. Do you have a microphone? I'm going to ask you to unmute because I wanted to find out how you were doing it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So I wasn't sure if you were using the Zoom link or if you were using your Advancement Navigator. So I'm going to be your, I'm going to move my screen around based on what you tell me. So please tell me how you sent your event.
Well, I try to go to my contacts.
Okay.
And when I go to my contact, I click on the contact and hit event invite.
Okay.
And it'll populate the calendar and the event. But when I try and send the event, it says permission denied.
So you, like, let's say you clicked on the 7th and then you clicked on this and then you had the three icons here.
Well, no, the 3 icons doesn't pop up. That backdrop, it pops up, but then it says permission denied and don't let me go. And then if I hit join event, it'll take me to a page that don't exist.
Okay, so you're clicking here and you're not seeing these 3 icons is what you're saying.
No, ma'am.
Okay, and then when you click the join event, that's where it's saying it's a broken link. Does it say that it's concluded, or does it just say it's just broken, nothing shows up?
Yeah, nothing shows up.
Okay, and finally, are you on an Android or are you on a iPhone?
Android.
Okay, all right. Okay, so in the app or in the chat, Ernan, our tech, just wrote, it could be that you have an old version of the app. Can you please download? Oh, can you please advise the version of your app by going to the more and tell me the version above your profile photo? So what he's saying is go to the more button And at the very top above your headshot, you should see the version. So can you go ahead?
You want me to go ahead and do it now?
Yeah, yes, please. And let us know.
All right.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead and answer Anne's question. Anne was under a different group code. So at this point, Anne, you have a brand new company at Cost Metals. And so the cost for the premium is $24.95. For that other company, it was $19.95. So that's the difference. Okay, what version does it say for you?
10.0.5.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll gather that information. Will you do me a favor and go ahead? This is how simple it is. So we don't want you guys to get caught up in doing a whole bunch of support, because mastering tech support is not our job. Our job is to be great leaders and to do three-way calls and do what we call IPA, which is income producing activity with our team. So we want you to leave the support to the pros here. So anytime your team has an issue, we want you to tell them to go into the more menu and click on support and click where it says open a ticket. Then it's going to issue a ticket number, and then RapidFunnel will be able to troubleshoot directly to you and get that solved. So if you'll do that, that way Earnin can follow up with you and let you know what's going on. And if you don't mind right now, why don't you go ahead while we're here? I mean, I'm going to move on to see if anyone else has a question, but why don't you go ahead and log off your app, log back on your app, and try to send it again.
I've done that numerous times.
Okay, so no matter what, you are not seeing. And have you tried it with different contacts? You've chosen a different contact, and no matter what, you hit event, you click on the event, and you are not seeing these three icons at the bottom.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Then we'll go ahead and escalate that, and they will get to the bottom of it. And just like Antoine said, nothing is perfect, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. We have a team dedicated to us. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we surely appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Do we have any other questions? This is your time. If you have any questions on any of the features that are offered, I think you're going to have a great time utilizing the personal resources and your business card. I try to send my link out. I ask permission every time, but I do a lot of social media. I have a lot of followers on social media. And so I just send it out permission based. Here's under resources when I want to do social media. We have all these fantastic resources, conversation openers. So let's say somebody that's a newbie doesn't know anything about gold and silver. That's what that means. Say, I like this one, thinking about exploring gold and silver. Let's dive into the world of precious metals together. If I want to send this to someone, all I have to do is copy and paste this, and then go into my Facebook Messenger, Telegram Messenger, Instagram, wherever you want to do, TikTok, X, and send this out. Put their name in there if you want, or just make it generic and just send out. I try to send out, honestly, 15 to 20 a day, because I know it's a numbers game. So if I can send out 15 to 20 a day, then I should have 2 or 3 that respond back, yes, I'll take a look at it. So that would be my suggestion to you. Sorry about the dogs in the background. All right. Well, if we don't have any questions, we really appreciate you guys joining us, and we hope that you're finding value in the Funnel Fridays. We're going to continue doing this. And like Jen said, we have a really good one for week number 8 next week. What will happen is we are live streaming this now. So if you want to share the link with your team, they can watch it immediately on the live stream. And then by Sunday, I will have it in the back, in the app under coaching. Oh, and by the way, check this out. Under coaching, we have so many cool things that you can look at. This is where the Funnel Fridays team training is. When you click on that, you'll see everything. And do not get overwhelmed. Just watch what you can, because we are super good about making sure that even if someone joins us this week, that they're going to be able to get started easily and effortlessly. So it's not like you missed out. You just missed out on some of the features. So you can watch these whenever you want. You could watch them in whatever order you want. And then under AdvNav app training, we have some of the just general ones that you could watch. And these are all like under 5 minutes long. So have fun, can't break it, enjoy. And Jen, do you have any closing remarks?
Well, no, just that, like Antoine had said earlier and what John just repeated, just use it, get in there, play around, and get in the habit of, like I said, pick a number that you're going to expose every day, get those exposures in there. You have a great contest going. And if I were you guys, I'm a competitive person when it comes to contests. So I think your top person was 29 exposures or 39 exposures. I can't remember now. You flash the screen, but I'm not. Yeah, let's take a look at that. I'd be looking at, 39, 39, 36. So 34, you got some people that are pretty much neck and neck. I'd be definitely using that brag button and telling people, all right, I'm going to catch you, because consistency is everything. And it's really, if you are doing something every day, and Don, I loved hearing you were doing 20 reach outs a day, because that's just fabulous. That kind of consistency will serve you well, because like I said, it's not always the right time for people, but being consistent ups your odds of having it be the right time for somebody. It really is knowing your numbers. I've said this in other trainings. It's knowing what your ratio is very important. And the only way you learn your ratio is to get those contacts going out consistently. So have fun with it, play around with it, press all the buttons, make this your own, and just jump into it. You've got some great leadership here supporting you with some contests and the content that they've loaded for you. You just don't have to be the tech guru here. You've got it all on your phone. And since we all go everywhere with our phone, you've got your business right in your pocket, which is amazing. So have fun.
All right, well, let's finish the week strong. Our end of week is Saturday night, Central Time, midnight. So whatever your goal is, do you have a goal to reach affiliate? Are you already affiliate working on silver? Are you already a silver working on gold? Whatever your goal is. We only have 3 ranks. We make it so easy for you. So let's finish strong. Share this live stream with your team. Get everyone excited. Like she was saying, do the brag, do challenges. People like competition. Have fun with it. And we will talk to you next Friday on Funnel Fridays. Thank you for joining us.